Hey guys, Dib the Awesome here to give you yet another Monster Legends video. This is a pretty interesting topic video today. So one of my streams, I was asked, in my personal opinion, what's the worst category in the entire game at the moment? The general consensus in terms of the community, it's always been nature. Uh, for this video, I have a different opinion. Like this is just a different one, so it's not going to be they're not going to you might be surprised by this, you might not be surprised by this, you might have the same feelings for me, or you might just completely disagree with me. Any of those combinations is fine because this is an opinion video. It's not factual. It's not the 100% everyone agrees on that consensus. This is just my personal opinion on the worst element in the game at the moment, given the style of the game. The style of the game is usually deniers are always the best thing. Like everyone values deniers over anything else because they really just control the game. They're really important tools to win a game. And so that being said, my personal least favorite, like it's not, well, not least favorite, but like what I think is just in a really bad spot in the game at the moment. My personal opinion. If we're not including like the main consensus that it is nature, because I think nature is getting better than this category, and that category is fire. I think this category is so primitive. Like its main feel, it does damage. It's effective against the thing everyone thinks that's terrible to begin with. It's good against nature monsters. What are people not having any problem with dealing with at the moment? Nature monsters. It doesn't have a good, like there's a lot of reasons why I don't think this is a good element, or like this is the worst element in the game at the moment. One of it being it's not really effective against something that needs a whole lot of bursting, or it's not too much of a problem. Because other damage dealers in other categories can easily just wipe out stuff regardless of the element. And yeah, it just doesn't have a good elemental advantage. It's good against, they're good against nature monsters, but no one's having a problem with nature monsters is my point. So that's number one. That's the number one. That's number one reason. Not like the top reason, but that's just one of the many reasons why I think this is such a primitive category. Before we go on, I kind of want to just kind of give this point out. What are fire monsters genuinely known for? They're known for high burst damage. They're known for DOTs. They're known for single target stuns. Have I said anything else? I paused there, and that's genuinely it. They're good for high burst damage. They occasionally have some really good self skills, and they're good at DOTing. Did I say anything else in my sentence? Like, that's because there's really nothing else that really expands upon this element. It's really, really primitive. It's like 95 of its populace is just damage, with some DOTs. That's the main populace. And other elements do that better. Like dark for example. Dark monsters do way more damage, and they have even access to DOT, and their base damage is just so high, and their self buffs are way better too. It's just like, and that's the second reason too. Dark monsters are just better. Like dark attackers. If we were to use a dark attacker or a fire attacker, which would you choose? You would more than likely say dark attacker because they're effective against earth monsters. Like that's another thing too. Like I said, the first reason was they don't have a good elemental advantage. Like they don't have a good relevant one. Like nature monsters aren't too hard to kill, despite them being really good regeneration tanks. Like other monsters can deal with that too. It's no problem with it. Like none. And like dark has like better advantage. Like if you're again dark attacker or fire attacker, you'd pick the dark attacker because they're good against fire monsters. Everyone loves, not fire monsters, earth monsters. Everyone loves using earth monsters like a tomb. There's the warrior, there's Baba Yaga, tanky tanks like Oros Gorin. What are all those weak against? They're weak against dark attackers, and dark attackers have some of the most burstiest damage dealers in the game, and they do it way better than this category that's designed to be burst damage DOT dealers. They're like the nature support counterpart to it's, let's say, nature monsters aren't exactly as good supports as light monsters. Light monsters have oodles and oodles of variety of support. That's kind of like the fire situation with dark monsters. Fire monsters are just really undertuned compared to dark monsters. That's another thing. And I think this next reason is really what hits home with this category. There's no deniers. there's like one extra turn support monster that has a good denier speed, one of the best speedsters in the game, and if it actually does an extra turn skill on your the right monster, it's good in your favor, which is Metalisha. But that's really it. If you could give any consensus of a denier in the fire kit category, and this isn't even a denier, this is just an extra turn monster. That's Metalisha. That's the most reliable speedster monster at the moment, and it's not even a denier. We're getting our first denier pretty soon here, called the Inheritor. But I think even at that point, people would just run him damage because his speed is terrible. At least in the normal base stat of it, it's like 421, 3,421, 421. So it's slow as there. It's not even good in terms of modern competitive speeders nowadays. And we're just getting that. This is literally going to be the first fire denier in the whole entire game. We haven't had a fire denier in years. Even before I started playing, there was never a fire denier in this game, and we're getting that as soon as the demon event comes out, which we don't know because it hasn't been out for a long time. It's been hinted at for the longest of time. It hasn't been out yet. But yeah, that's genuinely my personal opinion on fire monsters in terms of again, these are the three reasons. One, other monsters do their job better. Two, their effectiveness isn't all that good. They're effective against nature monsters. Like any monster can burst down. To be fair, any element monster, any element attacker can burst down any element. But natures are literally the least things you need to worry about in a fight. They just are. You have to worry about bursting down, the deniers, or even tankier monsters like earth monsters. And Dark does it better. So, and then again, the third thing is, it's just got no deniers. Deniers are the most valued thing in the game. What would you have more, a denier or attacker? You would say denier. And again, it's really just one of the most primitive elements in the game, right next to nature. They haven't really changed all too much, though nature is doing a better job at changing than this is. It's starting to get deniers, and people are starting to use the deniers in that category more, like El Dino or Alpha Clivius. I've been hearing people running full speed on Alpha Clivius. That's working wonders. Even though both of those monsters have 421 speed, they're still evolving. That's two more, standard, in all honesty, two more deniers that they have progressed so far than the Inheritor. Again, they're just getting their first denier relatively soon, the Inheritor. And I'm pretty sure that's going to be the last monster. So nobody's even going to have that for a really long time. No one's going to have the Inheritor for the longest of time unless they buy the whole event. And there's starting to be more meta, nature deniers too, like I just said, those first two, Alpha Clivius, Albino, and the biggest one, I think the best monster in the nature category at the moment too, is Silotus. I love this monster. This monster's really good. And the relics too. Relics is also a thing. Nature monsters have been getting better relics. Some of them have essence slots, and that's really good. It's one of the best essences are the best relics in the game. And I don't think fire monsters have too different of relics. I think a lot of them are just either amulets or swords. It's just really stale. it's just, for the most part, it's usually just stale. And their only form of deny so far, with the single target stuns, everyone's running Agursus, so that just kind of ruins it. So again, they just don't have any deniers. The meta thing is possessors, and freezers is again, this is just the worst one in my opinion. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. I like to hear you guys' opinion. Do you guys agree with me, disagree with me? I do acknowledge there are some really good damage dealers in the fire category, but they're not as good as dark monsters. They just aren't. And I just personally think I just personally feel that I'd rather use dark attackers more than I would with fire damage dealers. So let me know in the comments below what you guys think. Am I right? Am I wrong? What do you guys think is the worst one at the moment? The worst undertuned one at the moment in this game? I'm Dib the Awesome. I'll catch you guys later.